Hello students, welcome to my channel. I am Komal Sharma and as you know, together we make maths easy. So what are we making easy today? So we will be talking about some typical problems on linear equations. These problems, if they are solved in a particular way, then they become very easy to solve. Otherwise, they can be very time consuming and very tedious to solve. And in exam, you know, time is one of the most important constraint. In the exam, you are always running against time, is it not? So we cannot afford to lose many minutes in one problem. So I will tell you the way in which this becomes very easy to solve. So the equation is given as 65x minus 33y is equal to 97 and 33x minus 65y is equal to 1. These are the two equations given and you have to find out the values of x and y. Now in this case, if you notice, then the coefficient of x in the first equation is equal to the coefficient of y in the second. And the coefficient of y in the first is equal to the coefficient of x in the second. Or we can say that these coefficients are same and these coefficients are same. So as soon as you look into these kind of problems, you will have to identify that these problems can be made easy if we use this particular method which I am going to teach you. If you use the normal elimination method, so what will you try to do? You will multiply this by 33 and multiply this by 66 and then eliminate. The equation becomes very complicated. You have to do a lot of calculations in that. So please pay attention to this method which I am going to teach you right now. So the first thing you have to observe is that the coefficient of x and y are like this. So whenever equations of this kind appear, so first of all, what do? We add equation 1 and 2. Always whenever you will find these kind of equations, you will always in the first step add both the equations. When we add both the equations, because they are written here, we can add them easily. So 5 plus 3 is 8, 6 and 3 is 98x minus, if you add both of these, you get 98y, and if you add these, you get 98. Now the equations have become very simple. How? Divide this entire equation by 98 on the left hand side also and on the right hand side also. So if you want, you can write down a step dividing by 98. So when you divide by 98, this 98, this 98 and this 98 gets cancelled. So you are left with x minus y is equal to 1. Let us say we have got this as the third equation. Now what have we done? We have simplified this. It looked like it will involve a lot of calculation, but as soon as you add it, you see that it simplifies into a very simple equation. And what is it? X minus y is equal to 1. So first you have to add both the equations and then you have to subtract both equations. Now subtraction, let me write them down. So it is 65x minus 33y is equal to 97 and 33x minus 65y is equal to 1. Let us subtract them, change the signs and then operate. So what do you get over here when you subtract? So you get 32x, okay, plus 32y is equal to, when you, this is the minus sign out here, so when you subtract, this becomes 96. Now you divide this equation by 3, so you get, you divide this equation by 32, you get x plus y is equal to 3. Let us say this is the fourth equation. So just simple addition and subtraction of the given equations has made the equation so simple. This is 1 and this is the second one. Have we not simplified the equations? Yes, we have. Now they look very easy. So solve equation 3 and 4, and I am very sure you can easily do it. We can use the elimination method if we want, or we can use the substitution method. So over here I am using the elimination method. So let us write down this equation is equal to 1 and x plus y is equal to 4. Since the coefficients are equal but opposite in sign, let us add both these equations. On adding, this cancels out, so you are left with, this is 3 here, so you are left with 2x is equal to 4, so x is equal to 2. Now you've got the answer, x is equal to 2. What about y? Let us put in equation 4. So 2 plus y is equal to 3. Transpose it to the other side. So you get y is equal to 1. So you have got the answers, x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 1. So the equations which look very difficult, if you apply this method, then they become very easy, and it is just a matter of minutes that you are able to solve them. I will repeat myself. Whenever you see equations of this form, the coefficients of x and y are like this. First you add both these equations and then you subtract both these equations. You will get two equations which will be simpler to solve. Solve both of them and get the corresponding values of x and y. Let us very quickly solve these kind of equations. So the first equation is given as 71x plus 37y is equal to 253 and 37x plus 71y is equal to 287. So how to recognize these kind of equations? The coefficients of x and y will be the same. How to proceed? Yes, very good. First thing you will do is add equation 1 and 2. Let us do it very quickly. See if you can do it as fast as I am doing, or maybe faster than I am doing. Okay, now add both of them. When you add both of them, you get 108x plus 108y is equal to, when you add them, you get 0, 4 and 5. Okay, so 108 is common. Divide the entire equation by 108. When you divide it, you get x plus y is equal to, divide this, you will get 5. Let me say this is the third equation. Now next is subtract 1 and 2. So for subtraction, my advice is write down the equations, because we change the signs, so we tend to commit mistakes. So it hardly takes a few seconds to do this. 71x plus 37y is equal to 253 and 37x plus 71y is equal to 287. Subtract both of them, change the sign. Okay, so you get here 34x minus 34y and subtract, so you will get 34 here, and of course with a negative sign because this is greater than this. Now you can see that 34 is common, so divide the entire equation by 34. Dividing the entire equation by 34, you get x minus y is equal to minus 1. Let us say this is the fourth equation. Now you have to solve equations x plus y is equal to 5 and x minus y is equal to minus 1. So let us say add both equations. As soon as you add, this will cancel out and you will get 2x is equal to 4. Okay, so x will be equal to 4 upon 2, or you can say x is equal to 2. Fine. Now let us find out the value of y. So from equation 3, whichever equation you want. So I am putting the value in equation number 3. You can put it in equation 4 as well. So 2 plus y is equal to 5 from this equation. So y is equal to transpose 2 to the other side. You get 5 minus 2 or y is equal to 3. So you can write the answer as x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 3. So the equation, which was appearing to be very difficult, and it appeared as if it will involve a lot of calculations, once you adopt this method, add and subtract, it converts into very simple equations and it hardly takes any time to solve. So you must remember this adding and subtraction technique for these kind of equations in which the coefficients of x and y in these two equations appear to be the same. This is another kind of question which is many times asked in the exams, and this is also a typical problem in which you have to reduce it to linear equation in two variables. Over here, if you pay attention, then the variables are given in the denominators. You cannot eliminate them even if you take the LCM. So the easy method is, let us say, put 1 upon x, let us say, is equal to a, and 1 upon y is equal to b. When we put 1 upon x is equal to a, so the first equation becomes 7 into 1 upon x, that is a, plus 8 into 1 upon y, that means equal to b, is equal to 2. Now we have changed the equation. So let me say this is the third equation we have got. And what about this equation? 2 into 1 upon x. 1 upon x is a. So this becomes 2a plus 13b is equal to 22. Now we have got these two equations and we can solve them using any method. Let me say we will use the elimination method. So for elimination method, you have to equate the coefficients. So let us equate the coefficients of a. So what will you do? Multiply equation 3 by equating the coefficient means this you have to multiply by 2 and this you have to multiply by 7. So this you have to multiply by 2 and equation 4 by 7. Or if I want to write it down, I can say that this entire equation has to be multiplied by this coefficient and this entire equation has to be multiplied by this coefficient into 7. This by this and this by this. Okay. So let us multiply. When we multiply, we get 2 sevens are 14a plus 16b is equal to 4. And what about this? 14a plus 3 sevens are 21, 91b is equal to 154. You have to be very good at calculations. Now to eliminate, what will we do? Subtract both these equations. In case you have any doubt about how to go along with the elimination method, you can see my video on elimination method. There I have explained this method in detail. This cancels out. So subtract, you are left with 75b is equal to minus 150. So b is equal to 150 upon 75, and if you calculate this, you get b is equal to 2. Now once we have got the value of b is equal to 2, let us find out the value of a. So put in equation 3. So 7a plus 8 into what about b? 2 is equal to 2. Let me solve this. So 7a plus 16 is equal to 2. Transpose it to the other side. You get 7a is equal to 2 minus 16. 2 minus 16 will become equal to minus 14. So 7a will be equal to minus 14, or you can say a will be equal to minus 2. Agreed? Now that we have got the values of a and b, are we required to find the values of a and b? No, we have to find out the values of x and y. So how do you find out the values of x and y? Over here, but 1 upon x is equal to a. This means 1 upon x is equal to minus 2. If you want, you can cross multiply, and from here you will get x is equal to minus 1 upon 2. What about y? 1 upon y is equal to b. What is b? 1 upon y is equal to 2. Cross multiply, so you will get y is equal to 1 upon 2. So I can write here y is equal to 1 upon 2, and this becomes the final answer. So let us write down the answer here. So these equations, which were seemingly very difficult, if you use this approach to solve them, they become very, very easy. So whenever you see x and y in the denominator, it is better to replace 1 upon x and 1 upon y by some other, say a or b, or maybe l, m, n, whatever you like, and convert it into equations like this. These equations are known as equations reducible to simultaneous equations. So in case you have any doubts or you want me to solve more questions like this, you can please write down in the comment section. I would like to help you, and you can always come up with your doubts in the comment section. So wait for the next video, wait for the other questions, and until then, keep learning, keep solving, and keep shining. Thank you.